What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Like always, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, hit the notification bell. Today I want to be doing a book review on Star Trek The Next Generation Resistance. This is part of the Litverse list that I've been following since I started, basically got into Star Trek in November of 2025. This is like, I don't even know what number it is on the list, but this book was fantastic. It follows up Death in Winter pretty much, and it's way better than Death in Winter. Death in Winter was a solid book. This was a solid 10 out of 10. One of the better Star Trek books I've read recently. I haven't read that many recently, or have I? I don't know. But super cool book. So basically, you start off and Picard he's like hearing the Borg collective in his head. It's like messing him up. It's making him sick. He's having headaches. It's totally obtrusive, and he can't stop it. Him and Dr. Crusher are in their relationship now. This is following Death in Winter, and so he's trying to figure it out. All while he's trying to talk Worf into becoming his new number one, because Will Riker and Troy are off on the Titan, which I haven't got to those books yet. So a Vulcan named T'Lana comes in. She's totally, I don't know the right word, what you could call her, snobby, I guess. Not snobby, but she's just not, she's not familiar with the Enterprise crew and how they do things. Well, Picard wants Worf to be his new number one, but Worf is dealing with some basically PTSD, basically, of something that happened to him. I won't spoil that. I guess we'll see that in the show maybe, or something, what Worf deals with his wife. But anyways, I guess I spoiled it a little bit. So he turns down wanting to be number one. They have the new counselor T'Lana on there. She's not a Betazoid, she's a Vulcan. And basically what Picard wants to do is, because he hears the collective in his head, he knows the Borg is out there. The cube is there. They're trying to reassemble and make a new queen. And he just knows that once the queen is there, they want to annihilate the human race this time, not assimilate. They want to kill them. So he contacts Admiral Janeway to get permission to go after the he contacts Admiral Janeway to get permission, and she wants to send 7 and 9 to help him, but Picard knows that that's going to take too long, so he has to break the rules. He has to face getting a court-martial, all this stuff, and he goes and him and the Enterprise, Worf, LaForge, Crusher, and crew, they're of course gonna follow Picard, even if it means that they also get court-martialed. So they go after the Borg and the cube. Well, they send an away team onto the Borg, onto the cube, and the Borg are acting different now. They're not trying to assimilate people. They straight up murder them. They murder the away team. They just kill them. So now they have to devise a different plan. Well, Picard decides that he wants to become a Borg again, but Crusher devises a neutralizing chip to put in him to keep him half Borg, half Picard still. So he's still aware. He's still Picard. But he's decked out, in the Borg cybernetic stuff. So his idea is he's going to go on there and kill the Queen and stop everything from happening. Because if they could take out the Queen, they could turn all the Borgs back to drones and do this stuff. And all while this is going on, Crusher is figuring out she's basically figuring out how to manipulate the Queen's DNA to just shut down all the Borg stuff. Well, Picard fails his mission. They take him over. The Queen is more human now than ever in the way she speaks and acts. So Picard's like, dang, he's tripping. And she's got him. So they mess up his half Picard, half Borg idea. He's now full Borg Lakota again. And now they have to decide what to do. So now it's up to Worf and Crusher. This was a Worf and Crusher show, but Nave and I'm not sure if Nave is a canon character. If she is, we haven't got to her in the shows yet, but it's her show too. T'Lana gets a good amount. She's non-canon. We looked her up, so we know for sure she's non-canon. But it's a lot of Worf and Crusher and what they do to go save Picard. So they come up with a plan to have a separate away team. They split up in 2 teams, and Crusher knows that she can put this hypo spray into the Queen to mess up the DNA, to shut down all the Borg and all this stuff. So they have to go do that. And well, you know, the book wouldn't be a good book if they failed completely. So we don't have to go on with that. But overall, this book was amazing. I forgot to even mention in the beginning, the author was J.M. Dillard. Fantastic writing. What I will say about his writing is it was fast-paced. This book was fast. I picked it up this morning. It's 306 pages. I finished tonight. Less than 2 hours. You know, it was a fast, awesome read. I loved every minute of it. And it was one of my... It was a 10-10. And then our cover art, it's kind of simple, just like a Picard kind of faded, blurry image. It was done by Tom Hallman. Pretty good cover. I do like these when they do these covers like this. Not as cool as the cover I'm about to show you on the book coming up on my TBR, but 10 out of 10. This book was amazing. So I'm excited to get to the next Litverse books coming up on my TBR later this week, and that is Unity and Rising Sun. I might have them out of order, but you know, I'll fix it when I get to them. But next up on my TBR is another space opera series. I'm finally going to start book 1. Several people have told me I'm going to love this author. I'm going to love his writing. I'm going to love his series. And that is On Basculus Station by David Weber. So excited to get to that. The font's a little tinier than I would have liked, but we are going to try to crush this book in 2 days if I can. And, you know, have a good time. But 10 out of 10, Star Trek The Next Generation Resistance. If you're going to read it, I recommend reading Death in Winter first. Read them in tandem, and you'll have a good time. So that's the video today, guys. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Also, I'm going to, after this video, at some point in the next several videos, I'm going to start linking my socials down below so you can come follow me. And I talk about my writing a lot more there. And, you know, there's no chat posting. I mostly just talk about my writing and what I'm reading. I share other people's books. And, like, every day, I give my little statistic on where I'm at in the carnivore diet. So, nothing crazy. But that's the video today, guys. Later.